So, but we've learned that this is no one can be trusted. And so when we have companies that are continuously ones that we have trusted for year after year after year for decades, our whole life. I mean, I would have never in a million years thought I couldn't put something on my baby from Johnson & Johnson. And now I know differently. I will not buy anything from Johnson & Johnson anymore because we had a client that died, from using talc products from that company. And they knew, and they didn't do anything to stop it. Matter of fact, they hid it. They lied about it. And that's the part I just can't wrap my mind around is like, why are we all not trying to do our best and do the right thing?
Yeah.
And they're not. So what we have to do is we have to protect ourselves. And the best way you can do that is, and I do this for our family. Matter of fact, I was just buying sunblock for our kids for this weekend. We have a football game if we have any sunshine. And we're going to go to Disney. So I'm thinking I need to get some new sunblock. And I have this app on my phone. It's called Yuka, Y-U-K-A, and there's apps like this all over, iPhones, or app stores. And what I really like about this is that the people who own this app have no skin in the game. I think it's a nonprofit as well. So and it's not backed by any big pharma or anything like that. And they tell you if the product is healthy or not. And it gives it a rating of 0 out of 100. It'll say bad, it'll say good, it'll say, best, it'll be amazing. And I was doing the sunblocks today because the one that I normally have looked up before wasn't there on the shelf. And even under the same brand, let's say Beach Bum, right, that I buy for my kids because there's just one mineral that's really good. I started scanning. Some of them are good, right? Some of them have these chemicals that we know are known carcinogens. And carcinogen is something that causes cancer. And Lord knows we've got enough things in our environment and our air and everything else. I don't want my babies to have to worry about, cancer in another way or hormone disruptors, right? We wonder why little girls are starting their periods now at 9, 10 years old, and this is what plays into it. So we have to demand more out of our government, right? To say that these things are not okay, that we're not going to continually expose our public to these kind of chemicals and stuff. But until they do all those things, we've got to look after ourselves. And people like Justin and I and Ben Crump, who we just adore and respect so much. We've had dinner with him before. We keep fighting the good fight until something changes, right?
Yeah.
And these chemicals are bioaccumulative. And so what that means is you get a little bit when you're a little kid, you put a little bit more when you're a young adult, you put a little bit more when you're a woman. Well, next thing you know, you're in your 50s and 60s and you got cancer. Because gradually, over time, you're exposed to more and more.
Stays in your system?
Right.
Wow.
And so it's just messed up, nasty stuff.
I mean, a great example of that is women who were exposed to talc, right? The asbestos in talc, you can see it on an x-ray. They're ovarian cancer, right? You can see the clumps of the asbestos and the talc that is built up in their ovaries.
Crystallized as it's migrated through that. So, and it's messed up.
Scary. Very scary. Now,
if these are, not to cut you off, but if these are happening in, this is the early case in Illinois, but if it's happening in Illinois, it's probably happening in South Carolina.
So this is just in Illinois right now?
Right now, yeah, but this is going to blow up and be everywhere. So we're investigating those cases, and if it's happening in South Carolina, reach out. It's going to be a long process, but we'll see if it'll turn into a viable, state action.
Do we know kind of the cutoff for this yet?
It's too early right now.
Okay.
We're still investigating it here in our office. I can tell you the products to look out for that we think it's exposed to now, and that's Motions, Dark and Lovely, olive oil relaxer, and then Organic Root Stimulator brands by L'Oreal. So
Did that just piss you off?
Products.
Like when I hear him list that, it makes me so angry because they've named their thing like it's organic, right?
Olive oil, yeah.
Olive oil and organic to make you feel like you're getting a safe product, which is why you have to do your own homework, why you have to get that app or any app that will tell you those kind of chemicals and stuff, because you deserve better and your family deserves better.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
It is scary, and as you said, it's still developing and stuff. But I'm curious / worried as this kind of unfolds and more research comes out about if this is going to go into hair dyes and stuff like that as well for L'Oreal. So
it very well could be, and that's a lot of times we see this. One case will pop up because one lawyer has the courage to bring a case, and so he's bringing this one in Illinois, and through discovery, the discovery process is when we trade information with the defense, right? And so when we do depositions, and through that discovery process, the deposition process, documents are revealed that can prove knowledge, like Amy said.
Inter-office memos from the 1960s
where they've
that
tested
say
this internally.
Hide it, don't count it unless it's this amount.
How many times have we seen that? It's several times in our practice. So to answer your question, I would not be surprised if this doesn't spread to other products for sure.
Yeah. Well, very scary. I mean,
scary.
L'Oreal's a huge brand. Lots and lots and lots of people use it. So, you know, I mean, it's good that this is coming out so that we're more aware, but I'm worried how many people this is going to affect as we move forward. So I know we're in the early stages again, but what can we expect as this is moving along? What's the process for this?
Well, they just filed their lawsuit, I think, 2 weeks ago. So, of course, all these defendants that I named, they're going to file their answer. They're going to start litigating the case. And then, you know, we're part of different litigation groups around the country, and we'll get together and we'll give a future update as this litigation progresses, you know, on the Justice Report.
Right. Okay.
For now, though, if any of those that I mentioned, I would stop using them.
Yeah.
You know, try to if you know any of your loved ones that are using them, tell them to stop using them.
If they are using them, should they be like checked in any way, or is it?
You can
like...
do blood work and see if you've got phthalates in your blood.
Okay.
Definitely.
And also talk to your OBGYN, right?
Yeah.
You need to say, I've been exposed for a period of time to something that we know that is a known carcinogen and that is giving uterine. There's an increased risk of uterine cancer that we need to be, you know, extra careful.
Yeah.
And super on top of it.
Right.
Because there's all kinds of, like with uterine cancer, a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a tumor marker that a blood test that they can give you. That'll help identify uterine cancer if you're not seeing
And just
it.
as any cancer, early detection is the key, right?
The earlier the better.
And of course, you know, us spreading the word and getting this word out, you know, if it saves one life, you know, we did a good job.
Absolutely.
So.
Very scary. Anything else on this?
That's all for now.
topic?
We'll have to give an update on this. This is so early in the game.
Right. But it's good to get that knowledge out, you know, as soon as we can. Thank you both for the information. Thank you guys for watching. Carolina Justice Reports drop every Tuesday at 2 p.m. We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment in the section and ask us any questions, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. We are everywhere that you consume media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us online at justiceslovely.com. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you next time.
When life gets ugly, justice is